Wild and crazy Saturday night, and this is Lacrosse Now.
Katie Kerrigan with Ben Reeves.
Be honest, how much do you still think about that goal?
What was it like getting a chance to hoist that trophy?
This is absolute hammer time. Look at this move.
He was perfect. He was exactly what we needed on our offense.
Occupying defenders and eliminating the second slide.
Head to this cone and touch.
Get in, get out. Bang. Good.
What's up, lacrosse fans? Have you heard? Lax Sports Network is now free. You can enjoy over 150 live games, including all of the MLL regular season and over 200 hours of original content. Check us out at laxsportsnetwork.com or download the LSN app. Available on iOS, Android, Roku, Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Xbox. It's all free, so what are you waiting for?
Lax Sports Network presents the Major League Lacrosse tonight, live from the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. It's the Dallas Rattlers, who have already clinched a spot in the MLL semis. Here tonight for the Dallas Rattlers, fresh off winning gold in Israel with Team USA. You have John Galloway, the head coach at Jacksonville, helping the U.S. claim gold for the first time in 3 World Championships. On the other side, you have Drew Adams, the veteran goalie, 3-time former MLL Goalie of the Year and the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, as he made 16 saves last week in a big win for New York over Boston. And Joe, this is what is at stake. Dallas has clinched everything they need to. They will be the top seed and have a home playoff game in a couple of weeks. For New York, if they win the last 2 games, they're going to be good to go for the playoffs.
Considering the rocky start to their year, starting off 1-3, the Lizards are in a great spot. They control their own destiny. A win here tonight and a win next week, and they're in.
But remember, they got Chesapeake coming up. The final game of the regular season. Chesapeake has certainly been one of the best teams all year. There's a reason they've locked up the number 2 spots in the playoffs, and they will have a home game as well. As we get a look at the face-off X, it's Drew Simino for the Rattlers, winning about 54% of his face-offs. Thomas Kelly for the Lizards. He's been really York. But remember, when these two faced off earlier this year, when Kelly was with Denver, Simino with an edge by 1, and he starts things off with a face-off win and a goal. Drew Simino coast to coast, and it's 1-0 Rats.
Real quick start for the Rats. The Lizards are one of the worst fast break defenses in the league, and when you're giving up goals off the face-off like this, Drew Simino just wins it cleanly forward. You're going to need a little more. You're going to need a slide to that. You can't let him run right through like that. I know that's a shot that a lot of defense will give you. They're going to trust that the face-off guy's stick might be a little messed up, and he's going to shoot that wide. But when you get to that spot as a face-off guy, you get the green light to shoot.
We didn't even get a chance to mention the fact that Dallas is playing without Jordan Wolf and Ben Reeves, 2 of their offensive stars here tonight. They're both getting some rest as they look ahead to the playoffs. Didn't seem to matter much in that first offensive possession, but a mishandle there by Simino. And Will Manny will set things up for this New York. New York, of course, getting the guys back from Team USA, like Rob Pennell, Paul Rabel and company. Lizards able to win here last week without them. Joel Tinney, the rookie out of Hopkins, handling it here, working against Jack Neer.
Yeah, the Lizards love operating from this lefty wing. We're going to see a lot of those 2-man games and dodges between Joel Tinney, Joe Walters, Will Manny, Jojo Marasco. Lots of combinations of those guys.
Galloway with the save on Walters, back the other end. Greer couldn't handle the BTB pass, and it goes out. A turnover for Dallas. New York will take it back. Walters coming off a terrific game here last week, putting up a season-high 5 goals, 6 points in that win over Boston. And talking to head coach Joe Spallini, it was a situation without Pennell, without Rabel, without some of the stars on this team. Walters felt, as a veteran guy, he wanted to take over, and he certainly did.
Yeah, there's no shortage of guys on the Lizards who can take over a game like that offensively. Good stick by Joel White in the passing lane. They nicknamed these guys the Forest on defense. They just knock down passes, get nuggets left and right.
And here comes White, gets it to John Sexton, the rookie out of Notre Dame, who has been a terrific addition to this Rattlers team in the few games since he has found his way into the lineup. You add him into the athleticism of Joel White, and that's a heck of a
couple of LSMs to be able to run with.
Real good group. He fits in, coming from that Notre Dame slide, recover, defensive scheme. A lot of players live on an island in this league. It's so, with the shot clock, so one-on-one heavy.
And Ryan McNamara dodges the alley and scores. Just like that, Dallas off to a fast start. 2-zip.
Yeah, this is a matchup I think we're going to see a lot of without Wolf and Reeves. We're going to see the Rattlers midfield initiating. Guys like Bernhardt, Hartsign, the Lizards defensive midfield, their rope unit, they're all coming back from Netanya. We'll see how fresh their legs are if they can contain guys like McNamara, Brian Cormandy, John Ranigan. These guys are big, they're fast, they've been able to create their shots at will all year. The Rattlers midfield, maybe not household names, but that unit has been excellent.
You mentioned Bernhardt. Talking with head coach Joe Spallina for the Lizards this week, he was expecting some big things. Remember, they got him in a trade with Ohio, but only got him before he left for the World Championship. So just the second game in a Lizards uniform for Jake Bernhardt. He was terrific, even on offense for the Machine in 9 games this year. 9 goals, 7 assists, 16 points for a guy who can go both ways.
He can fit in any team. Yeah. It doesn't take more than a game for him to assimilate. He's offensive, defensive, complete game. Former Oil Can Award winner with the Machine.
So the Rattlers setting up shop again. Drew Simino's had his way at the face-off X so far. Ranigan in front. Ty Thompson finds its way past Drew Adams. Everything working early for the Rats.
Yeah, Ty Thompson's hands are ridiculous. You just throw it into him on the inside like that, trust that he's going to catch and finish. I think Ranigan, after playing indoors, has really taken his passing game to the next level. He played more of a defensive transition role in the indoor game, but he's come back this year with dodging with his head up, looking for those cutters on the inside. The second that he draws a slide, he's going to feed to where it came from and find the open guy.
And we've got an early timeout here for New York. The Lizards, remember, we talked up. The Lizards coming into this thing with everything to play for. For Dallas, you don't have 2 of your offensive stars, but it just, when you talk about this Rattlers team, it doesn't seem to matter much because they're so deep.
They're very deep, and the culture there is second to none. These guys have all gone down to Dallas with the same mission in mind. They want to win a championship. They've come close when they were in Rochester, and they feel like they have unfinished business.
They are looking to join a group of teams with multiple MLL titles. You see the Lizards there, of course, last winning in 2015 against this Rattlers team. And now they've moved from Rochester now to Dallas. But I was kind of calling it the Rats Revenge Tour earlier this week. And you talk to Bill Warder, their head coach, and he's like, look, we don't forget the fact that the Lizards beat us in 2015 for the title. We don't forget the fact that the last couple of times we've played New York, we've lost. It may be a different city and new uniforms, but a lot of the core guys from this Rattlers team have been around long enough that they remember these moments.
Absolutely. A lot of these guys have been playing together for a very long time, dating back to their Syracuse days for Joel White, John Galloway. Since they've drafted Jordan Wolf, they've been one of those championship contenders every year, and there's no doubt that they remember those losses.
They just haven't found a way to hoist that Steinfeld trophy. Of course, already clinched the top seed. They will be a favorite to do so this season, and they'll have a home playoff game here at the Star in Frisco on August 11th. A violation, though, gives New York an offensive possession, and we've really only seen one quality look from Joe Walters so far in the first 3 minutes. There's Will Manny. He has had a heck of a run, scoring a game winner in that All-Star game and then a couple of game winners in the Lizards' last 3 games. He's been stellar this season.
He's clutch. He fits in well in this offense. He's so good off ball, willing to take on any role. He's adapted his game, known as a quarterback in college, and now playing off ball alongside guys like Rob Pennell and Paul Rabel.
Rob Pennell against Matt Dunn. He beats him. Galloway up to the challenge.
Huge save by Galloway. Matt Dunn has been excellent. That's a matchup to watch there, of course.
Sexton, the quick outlet and a save at the other end by Adams. End-to-end action at the Star. And it's Joe Fletcher able to come up with a big ground ball for New York, and he'll look to go the other way. Comes Austin before assists on the year. Instead, he gets it to Paul Rabel. The Lizards will set things up. Down 3-0 here early. Rob Pinnell, Paul Rabel both coming off winning gold with Team USA. For both a revenge tour of sorts to Canada in the gold medal game in dramatic fashion. Pinnell setting up Tom Schreiber for the game winner in the gold medal game against the Canadians. There's Pinnell against Dunn, and once again.
Yeah, Dunn's been with Pinnell every step of the way on that dodge.
Skip pass all the way across to Rabel. Under 10 on the shot clock. Passes in front. He couldn't find Joe Walters. Thought there would be a crease violation. I think that's what John Galloway was frustrated about on where Joe Walters landed.
Great defensive possession by the Rattlers there.
Either way, Dallas will get possession. I think the interesting thing for the Lizards here is you have Pinnell and Rabel, and if you watch them on Instagram, they stayed in Israel for a couple extra days, enjoyed their time there. And the question is there over after winning gold and having all the anticipation after trying to get back at the Canadians after 2014 and doing so, and now you got to come back to a Lizards team and you got to build up that hunger again. And we've got a flag down, first one of the night. So the Rattlers look to go on the man up as Jordan McIntosh draws the flag. And that brings us to a timeout on the field. It's been all Rattlers here early. The Lizards are the ones needing wins, but Dallas has the early lead, 3-0. You're watching the Major League Lacrosse on Lax Sports Network.
What's up, lacrosse fans? Have you heard? Lax Sports Network is now free. You can enjoy over 150 live games, including all of the MLL regular season and over 200 hours of original content. Check us out at laxsportsnetwork.com or download the LSN app. Available on iOS, Android, Roku, Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Xbox. It's all free, so what are you waiting for?
Welcome to Ellison Training, your destination for learning about the sport of lacrosse. Whether you are new to the sport or play at the highest level, Ellison Training has tips, tools, and guidance. Now here's what you can look forward to. Lax 101 for the newbies, and for you pros, there's also Lax AP. We've worked with some of the best in the business, and it was all for you. For players, for coaches, parents, honestly, anyone. There's drills, tips, how-tos for every aspect of the sport. There's even fitness and nutrition. Ellison Training is where it's at. So what are you waiting for?
Takeover by the machine. Who will get their hands on the Seinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com. Major League Lacrosse on Lax Sports Network is brought to you by Coca-Cola and by Powerade.
Welcome back here to Major League Lacrosse on Lax Sports Network. Taking a look at our Maverick player spotlight. For Dallas, it's Ned Crotty, who's playing his 100th career MLL regular season game here tonight. Of course, coming off winning gold with Team USA, his third World Championship appearance. And Joe, he's a guy who's been around for a while. And tonight, an opportunity to reunite with Zach Greer, a couple of guys who played together back in their Duke days.
Together since 2007 at Duke. How about that?
It's been a little while, and Dallas with Greer and Crotty here on the man up. It's Austin Buffoni in the box. An opportunity to build on this early 3-0 lead. Everybody getting a touch, including Jordan McIntosh. Back to Ryan McNamara around. Now Crotty.
Yeah, good time for the TV time out there for the Rattlers as they get to draw up their extra man. A lot of new faces, as we talked about. No Reeves, no Wolf. I think it's tough to find that chemistry, but there we go.
Ty Thompson in front. He will bury just about anything from that angle. His second goal of the evening so far, and it's already 4-0 Dallas.
Yeah, he's been awesome for them on that lefty side. Just finishing everything. Always active. Soft hands, easy finish for him.
So the slash by Austin Buffoni ends up in a Rattlers goal. Make it 4-0. That's Ty Thompson's 32nd goal of the season. Back to the face-off X, where Drew Simino has been relatively good against Thomas Kelly. We have a violation on Simino, and New York will get another offensive set, looking to get on the scoreboard for the first evening.
Yeah, Rabel down on attack is an interesting look here for the Lizards, spacing-wise. He's used to dodging, at least from up top or on that high wing. We'll keep an eye on him off ball to see if he kind of fills that role of that righty attack shooter.
Tinney slipped, now gets it over to Rabel. He draws the short stick.
Defense. Yeah, Rattlers switched that pick. See that a lot in MLL. Maybe not so much in college because they're worried about changing those matchups. They're way more matchup conscious with the longer defensive possessions. But with the 60-second clock, MLL teams aren't afraid to mix them up, put a shorty on a guy like Rabel. That initial shot off the two-man game.
So Rabel shot wide, and refs going to take a look at something. Oh, the shot clock reset.
Yeah, I don't think that shot was on
cage. Shouldn't have reset. So it goes back to 15 on the possession clock here for New York.
I'm a shooter out here.
And Pinnell goes back to work against Matt Dunn. Yeah. Held quiet so far in the first half of this opening quarter. Pinnell in front to Rabel. The Lizards are on the board. A couple of Team USA guys connecting for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Pinnell uses that pick from Tinney back behind the cage to kind of shake free of Matt Dunn. He's having a hard time getting his hands free, drawing a slide. They bring Tinney behind to pick for him. Allows Pinnell to keep his eyes up, get his hands free from Dunn, look out, find Paul Rabel, like we talked about, playing that off-ball role now that he's down on attack. Maybe not a typical game for Paul Rabel, but he has made a point of it since he's been in New York to improve his off-ball play.
Yeah, that's something. Anytime you talk to Paul about what he's looking to improve on, a lot of times he's been saying it's off-ball. How can I continue to get myself open when I don't have the ball in my stick? You see a perfect example there, able to pick it up, and a face-off win here as Matt Landis gets laid out, draws the flag, and it'll go up against Cody Radzowitz. The Dallas fans don't like it, but New York gonna go on the man up.
I don't know. Let's take a look at the replay here. Ooh.
Technical push. 30-second foul. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Take one more look at this thing.
Yeah, he got it from behind there. 30-second push. I'm fine with that call.
So good opportunity here for the Lizards back into this thing. Dallas scoring the first 4 goals of the game tonight. First look at the man up for the Lizards. Pinnell.
Yeah, they got some range on this extra man with Joe Locasio, Paul Rabel, guys who can bring it from that 2-point arc.
See Will Manny working from behind the cage. Clock issues again.
Okay, great.
Yeah, maybe those 5 seconds on the shot clock don't matter so much on a typical possession, but when it's a 30-second man up, you want to use all that time.
And so Will Manny triggers from the corner. Still about 10 seconds on the man up for New York. And we're back to even. Skip pass up top to Walters. New York not able to capitalize on the extra man, and Dallas gets the ball back.
Yeah, good ball movement. They just didn't really get anything going on the inside for a quality look.
Watch Dallas go to work. We mentioned it at the top. They've already clinched the top seed in the MLL playoffs. As we have another official's timeout. And it looks Jordan McIntosh and Matt Landis getting into it a little bit. And we play on. Cody Radzewicz working from the corner. 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 4-1 Rattlers lead. Brian Cormody starts at about the 40-yard. Back to Greer. His pass couldn't be connected with Radzewicz. Out by midfield and scooped up by Austin Pafani. Transition chance for New York. Pinnell back to Pafani. His shot sails high. Will Manny. It might have been close to a pass.
Yeah, heads up play by Pafani to get that off instead of coughing the ball up in the middle of the field. Just shoot that high. It's a possession shot.
Here's JoJo Marasco.
Yeah, here come those two-man games that we talked about on that lefty wing. Walters is getting ready to either pick or mirror for JoJo. JoJo's so good underneath on that wing.
Marasco beats his man, beats Galloway. And it's a 4-2 game as New York has cut it back to a 2-goal game. JoJo Marasco making something happen. New York trying to get back in this thing, but still down by 2 early on.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
Gone into a locker room at 2-6.
You're almost thinking that the season's over.
Back-to-back weeks now that Denver surrendered 20-plus goals, and they will have to clean things up, turn this season around.
I didn't think we were going to really get to the playoffs. No one thought we would make it to the championship.
This could be the beginning of something pretty special for the Denver Outlaws.
And that's it! For the second time in 3 years, Denver does it!
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. In 2017, takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Taking a look at our Maverick player spotlight for the New York Lizards, and it's Rob Pinnell coming into tonight, leading Major League Lacrosse with 64 points. He's got an assist here this evening, so make it 65. He's chasing his own single-season MLL point record of 74 he set back a couple of years ago in 2016. So now if you add the assists here tonight at 65, needs 10 more points over the course of the rest of this game, and then next week against Chesapeake. Joe, you think he does it?
It's going to be close. It's going to come down to the wire. The pace he's on, he'll do it.
We will find out. Joe Keegan, Travis Eldridge, back with you here in first quarter action on Lax Sports Network. Joe Keegan, of course, of Moneyball Lacrosse, special Moneyball Lacrosse broadcast here on LSN. Excited to have Joe and his Moneyball Lacrosse analytics and stats and bring him here to the game as Joe White able to scoop up the loose ball.
Yeah, the wing battle on these faceoffs has been awesome. Joel White, John Sexton on one side versus Landis and Hartzell on the other. Some of the best ground ball guys in the league.
And so Dallas sets up shop with an early 2-goal advantage over the Lizards, who, look, if they lose tonight, they're not out of it. They need to win one of these 2 games if they want to make the playoffs. But you win both, and
you control your own destiny. You're in. And so we will see if New York shows that sense of urgency. An easy save there for Adams as he goes down to make it, and a quick outlet. New York looks to run. This is Jake Bernhardt. He's an offensive threat. Gets it to Ray, and we got a long pole goal. Troy Ray, the former Great Dane, buries it. New York's back within one.
First career goal, look who it was who picked it up out of the net, Will Manny, the best teammate around. Troy Ray with a huge goal in transition. That's one of those perks of having Jake Bernhardt playing defense for you. We touched on it earlier, two-way guy. After that save and a steps upfield, he was a guy he was defending that dodge that was saved by Drew Adams. Adams looks right to Bernhardt, gets upfield. They get a quick 5-on-4. Really good transition, very well executed. Heads-up play by Bernhardt and Ray.
First career goal for Troy Ray, who is having the opportunity to play with his twin brother Justin Ray here tonight. Both of them part of the 19-man roster for New York. Gotta be a cool opportunity to play together at Albany, but not only do that, you also do it now in the pros, as we've got another long pole goal. It's Kyle Hartzell, fresh off winning gold. Just like that, the Lizards have tied it up.
The Lizards are running a little Albany infusion, bringing in the Rays, and now the whole team is getting upfield in a hurry. Hartzell's no stranger to scoring. Every time he steps over midfield, he's a threat. He's a threat from 20 yards out. You rarely see him in this close, but the hands to finish with the pole like that, with the defense draped all over you. What a play by Hartzell.
Something we're used to seeing from a guy like Joe White on the other end. Instead, it's Hartzell and Ray going back-to-back, and you get the feeling on the Lizards sideline. A couple of pole goals will get the bench going.
Yeah, nothing juices the guys up like a pole goal from Hartzell. Right back in this thing after a slow start.
Drew Simino able to win the faceoff, though. It'll stop a little bit of momentum as he's got an early edge, winning 5 of 9 draws so far here tonight.
Yep, little cat and mouse game in the substitution game there. Keeping Joel White on while Tommy Kelly subbed off. They weren't able to create anything, but look for that. The Rattlers run a really clean box. They'll get some advantages there early in the possession, you know, in that first third of the shot clock.
Something we see Atlanta do a lot with Scott Ratliff.
Absolutely.
Skip pass across to Crotty. And that'll end the Lizards' run. Rattlers back on the board and back up top.
Crotty's 100th career game, and he's still finding ways to improve his game. He started coaching at Duke as an assistant this year, and I think the thing that having a lacrosse stick in his hands year-round has helped has been his step-down shooting. He's got 7 assisted goals on the year already. He had 3 all of last year. He's dramatically improved his footwork, his releases, and his accuracy on those step-down looks. He came into the league as a primarily quarterback, dodging, feeder, and now that he's been able to take his game to that level and that catch-and-shoot phase, he's added that. It makes him so dangerous to play alongside guys like Wolf, Reeves, Ranigan, those dodging feeders who can create shots for him.
13th goal of the season for Ned Crotty, and so we mentioned at the top, no Jordan Wolf, no Ben Reeves in the lineup, both inactive for Dallas here tonight. So the question was, all right, who takes over offensively? We've seen Zach Greer here working from X, and Ty Thompson's got a couple of goals as Dallas has a 1-goal advantage.
I like McIntosh's game on this wing here, too. He can play the two-man game. He can be the picker for Jordan Wolf, or he can initiate like we're seeing here.
McIntosh botting it up with Bernhardt. Draws the help from Buffoni. Now back to Greer. Skips up top, but was lost by McNamara, and a turnover for Dallas.
Yeah, good double by Buffoni. Got the ball out of McIntosh's stick.
Hartzell wants 2, just a little wide. And Galloway comes out of his cage to make a nice interception there on the quick restart. Heads up play by the veteran goalie. Rattlers team running a 7-game winning streak. They have won every single game Galloway has played this year. 7-0
on the season. His numbers won't off the page to you. He's had better numbers in his career, averaging about 13 goals per game, only about a 50% save percentage. But they have won games when he started, and he's a leader on this Rattlers defense.
Yeah, it's all the other stuff that doesn't show up on the stat sheet as John Rannigan drives the alley and just
enough, and it's a 2-goal advantage for Dallas. That one skates by Drew Adams. 6.
Yeah, John Rannigan has been a staple to this midfield. Back a few years ago when it was Rannigan, Turry, they called them the big boy line. He's still the big boy. I mean, his teammates have changed, but he still plays big boy lacrosse.
Drew Adams lifted his foot up just a tiny bit there off the turf, able to knock it through as Rannigan. And Dallas, they started the game on a 4-0 run. New York responds with 4-0. And now 2 straight for the Rattlers. It's a game of runs in Major League Lacrosse. About a minute to go. And the Lizards will pick things up on the violation by Simino.
Yep, Rattlers midfield has already initiated for 4 of their goals. The Lizards defensive midfield is going to have to match their physicality if they want to slow down that unit.
It's a spot that was a weakness for New York when Steve Napoli went down with that injury earlier. Felt like they solved it with Jake Bernhardt. We'll see if they can pick things up as Dallas causes the turnover. 40 seconds to go in the opening frame. Shot from distance, saved by Adams. And the Lizards go back the other way. Long outlet pass from Adams to Walters. Walters to Pannell. End-to-end action for the Zards. They're back within 1.
What a pass from Adams. Finding Walters, finding that advantage, knowing that the Lizards had numbers. The Lizards' transition defense, we touched on it earlier, being one of the worst in the league. They've gotten some heads up, they've gotten some stops, and they've countered the transition. Adams with a few nice outlets. One to Bernhardt earlier, this one to Walters, has started 2 Lizards goals now.
It's in the 50 to 60 yard variety from Adams to Walters to start that break. Pannell, second point of the night, first goal. Has New York back in business here. 25 seconds in the opening quarter. And a face-off win there for Tommy Kelly. Gets it to Troy Ray, who can go in transition. Already got a goal tonight. Sends it back to Bernhardt. Now Rabel to Pannell. Oh, he had it on the doorstep. Couldn't handle the pass. Still 10 seconds, though, as he recollects. Pannell versus Sexton. Sexton wins it. And that'll do it for the opening quarter. It was a game of runs in the first 15 minutes. Dallas struck first. The Lizards respond. But the Rattlers with a 1-goal advantage. We'll be back with the second quarter here on Lax Sports Network. In 2015, New York. What's up, lacrosse fans? Have you heard? Lax Sports Network is now free. You can enjoy over 150 live games, including all of the MLL regular season and over 200 hours of original content. Check us out at laxsportsnetwork.com or download the LSN app. Available on iOS, Android, Roku, Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Xbox. It's all free, so what are you waiting for?
Wild and crazy Saturday night, and this is Lacrosse Now.
Katie Kerrigan with Ben Reeves.
Be honest, how much do you still think about that goal?
What was it like getting a chance to hoist that trophy?
This is absolute hammer time. Look at this move.
He was perfect. He was exactly what we needed on our offense.
Occupying defenders and eliminating the second slide.
Head to this phone and touch.
Get in, get out. Bang. Good.
built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this Machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse Championship.
Don't feel sorry for yourselves.
Our underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Just find a way to make it happen.
Welcome back to Major League Lacrosse here on LSN. The Rattlers with an early one-goal lead as we get ready to start the second quarter. Taking a look at the guys we talked about a little bit already. Bill Warder, the head man for Dallas in his first season with the Rattlers. Certainly not his first season on the coaching staff, but first season as a head man taking over for Tim Sudan when the team moved from Rochester. For the Lizards, it's Joe Spallina in his 7th year with New York. Of course, won the 2015 championship with this team. Of course, that was over the Rattlers, something that is part of this whole Rats Revenge Tour, as I'm calling it. The Rattlers and Bill Warder want to get New York back for that. They want to get Denver back for beating them last year in the semifinals. It's a whole thing that the Rattlers have going on here as they look to chase over after a championship later on this season. Joe Keegan of MoneyballLacrosse.com back with you. Drew Adams comes out of his cage, a pass that nearly killed Joe Locascio.
Yeah, that was a close call.
Some danger. And they get the offensive set here for New York, looking to tie things back up. First quarter gamer runs, 4-0 start for the Rattlers. New York responded with 4 more, and then they traded 3 goals through the rest opening 15 minutes.
Yeah, let's see where the Lizards initiate from here. We didn't see a lot of Paul Rabel pressing his matchup in that first quarter. Here he is now working that 2-man game on the left wing.
Going up against the rookie John Sexton. And with under 10 seconds to go, Bernhardt's going to have to move. Kicks it to Locascio, couldn't handle it. 2 seconds. And that's a shot clock violation on New York. Dallas takes over. Took them a little while to get something going.
Yeah, good ride by the Rattlers. They really didn't clear it until about 42, 43 left on the shot clock. And then once they subbed in their personnel, no shots on that possession. Real good defensive. Good slide late in that possession by Sexton over to Locascio. And the Lizards are, the Rattlers are just dialed in defensively. That unit,
ooh, high. And that'll draw a flag on Landis. Rannigan slips, keeps possession, and the Rattlers get a free one. Trying to add to this lead. They'll have a man up coming. Already 1 for 1 on the man up this evening. McIntosh.
Yeah, McIntosh loves the post up. We saw Pafani double to that blind side earlier.
And that will trigger the flag.
3 white, 1 unnecessary.
1 minute extra man coming here for Dallas as we get another look at the Landis flag.
Yeah, easy call for the refs. We touched on that matchup. The midfield of the Rattlers versus that defensive midfield of the Lizards. They're going to have to up the physicality for the Lizards, but you got to stay on hips, force them down the alley. Anything up in the helmet is an easy call for the refs.
Reminder, if you're just joining us, Jordan Wolf, Ben Reeves not in uniform for Dallas here tonight. Both getting some rest as this Dallas team has the luxury of looking ahead to the playoffs, already locking up the #1 seed in Major League Lacrosse. They'll host a playoff game here at the Star in Frisco on August 11th. As that one never quite got through.
Yeah, again, it's Ty Thompson active on the inside. Just throw it into him. He caught it. If he puts that on cage, that's a goal.
And another confusion on a reset of the shot clock. Let's say there's 45 seconds left. Ref crew has gotten a workout so far here this evening.
So 29 or whatever. 31. They're the same. 31.
Yeah, if they inadvertently reset the shot clock in favor of the Rattlers, the Lizard staff is going to let them hear about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Probably the loudest collection of coaches when you have Spallina, Brian Doherty, Ryan Dennehy. All those guys have booming voices.
Spallina himself can fill up a room.
Yep.
Skip pass down, and that does not get through. Radzewicz couldn't handle it.
Yeah, ambitious skip by Crotty. They're going to say it was deflected.
Deflected, so opportunity here for Dallas. McIntosh gets a shot off, saved by Adams.
Really good point blank save by Adams.
Still, now we're back to even strength. Rattlers ring the bar. And the backup goes here to New York. A nice heads-up play there by Kevin Unterstein.
Yeah, right place, right time as he was subbing on as the penalty expired and the shot rings off the pipe right next to him.
Better be lucky than good sometimes.
Yeah, good kill by the Lizards defense there.
Drew Adams making a nice save. We've seen him star on the offensive side at that like 60-yard outlet pass that led to a goal, the Lizards' 5th goal late in that first quarter.
Yeah, the Lizards ran in that first quarter and it started with Adams.
The settled situation has not been kind to New York here tonight. We've seen 2 pole goals as there's another turnover.
Sloppy turnover.
Chance to go and transition, and unsettled on both ends as Jack Neer collects for Dallas, gets to Ty Thompson. They'll set things up. But New York had the long outlet pass that led to 1 goal and a couple of pole goals.
Yeah, 6-on-6, like you said, hasn't been great for the Lizards. I'd like to see Will Manny get involved on those lefty 2-man games. There's been a lot of Marasco, a lot of Walters.
Here comes Radzewicz against Bernhardt.
Yeah, Marasco's shutting off Jack Neer here. Jack Neer, defensive midfielder. Jojo Marasco for the Lizards, offensive midfielder. He wants to get off the field when Neer does.
Quick release there from Zach Greer, backed up by Radzewicz.
It's a huge element of the Rattlers offense. We got low time here on the shot clock, but with Jack Neer, a high school attackman.
Oof, we got a helmet down, and Jojo Marasco was just laying on Cody Radzewicz. First-year guy out of Hopkins took a hit, loses his helmet, but draws a flag, and that's a tough break for New York. Just 4 seconds left on that shot clock for Dallas.
Yeah, another easy call. I don't think they'll lock this in.
22 white, tack, hold.
And so we got a 30-second man up coming for Dallas when we come back. Slow start to the second quarter as the Rats still lead by 1.
Joe Walters is predictable. He's easy to guard.
Jordan Wolf won't pan out. He's a one-trick pony.
Joey Sankey's too small. Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Seinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Rattlers with an early edge over the visiting Lizards here on Sunday Night Lax in Major League Lacrosse here on Lax Sports Network. Reminder, the Major League Lacrosse regular season concludes Saturday, August 4th with 4 games on the schedule. It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern when the Ohio Machine visit the Boston Cannons. Then at 7 Eastern, there are 2 games that could have huge playoff implications, with New York hosting and Denver visiting Atlanta. And then finally, 8 Eastern time, the first place Dallas Rattlers finish up the regular season by hosting Florida. Following all the games, stay with LSN for all the highlights and playoff news on Lacrosse Now. That's coming up next Saturday, August 4th. The Rattlers have already clinched everything they could in the playoff scenario. The top overall seed, they'll host a playoff game the following week on August 11th. Here at the Star in Frisco, they're on the extra man unit. 1 for 2 so far this evening, a 30-second extra man for Dallas. Ty Thompson couldn't handle that pass, and it's hit over the end line. It's going to stay with Dallas. I don't think the Lizards agree with that call.
Yeah, I'm not sure I do either. I thought that was a great hustle play by Kevin Unterstein.
So the Rattlers keep.
Another good penalty kill by the Lizards.
Back to even strength. Here comes Zach Greer. Playing in his first game since 2014 last week. He had a hat trick against Denver. That one saved by Adams. Unterstein. Trackler Rats able to get over midfield. Gets it to Tinney, but Dallas able to get back and get set. Got Ned Crotty stuck back on defense here for Dallas. Number 22, he's up against right now.
Yep, and we have Justin Ray on the field for attack for the Lizards, so expect to see Paul Rabel. He's running out of the midfield now. Different look spacing-wise.
Another sloppy pass, couldn't be handled. And another turnover here for New York. It's not been a clean game on either side so far.
No, a lot of up and down. A lot of penalties on the Lizards so far.
Dallas goes back to work midway through the second quarter with a 1-goal lead. This could be a game we see in a couple of weeks in the semifinals, as the Rattlers will be the top seed hosting the 4 seed in the semis. That one couldn't be handled by Ty Thompson, and Adams once again tries to start the break. And another turnover for New York.
Sloppy.
A lot of World Championship hangover going on, I think.
Yeah, a little bit of it.
Here comes Radzewicz.
No numbers for the Rattlers.
Pass
here.
in front. Ty Thompson scoring the hat trick goal in style. BTB to put the Rats back up 2.
Yeah,
That's not sloppy.
No, that was smooth. That was smooth by Ty Thompson. When we talk about the Lizards' fast break defense, plays like this are what we're talking about. They had enough numbers to mark up here and put a body on Ty Thompson, and they didn't. They just let him run free right down the middle of the field. Tinney's in the hole, Pafani's in there, Fletcher's in there. That was a 3-on-5, 4-on-5 for the Rattlers. It's tough, but that's what happens after a failed clear. As Dave Cottle says, you can't defend a failed clear. Those unsettled situations are going to favor the offense.
Ty Thompson scoring now his 33rd goal of the season. And Joe, a little stat courtesy of you entering here tonight. He was tied for first in Major League Lacrosse with 27 unassisted goals, according to MoneyBallLacrosse.com. And, excuse me, inassisted goals. And we see another one of those here from Ty Thompson as Dallas gets possession.
Yep, that's his game, is off ball. Playing alongside those ball dominant guys that the Rattlers have makes him a really good fit for this team. They've gone through a lot of left-handed attackmen over the last few years. Cockerton, Ty Thompson has been there for the last couple. They just drafted Reeves. There have been a lot of fits. Some guys fit better than others. I think they really like what they found in Ty Thompson.
Radzowitz gets free, shots deflected, and after Drew Adams did some politicking, he gets the ball, and I don't know how Drew Adams didn't back that up.
Yeah, there were probably 3 Lizards closest to that.
And now we're on the same page here. It's been an eventful first 2 quarters so far for the referees, as the Lizards go back to work. And it's Bob Pennell. He's got 2 points so far tonight. Entered tonight, leading Major League Lacrosse with 64 points. He's now up to 66, chasing that single season record of 74 he set back in 2016. And there's a moving pick call on Joe Walters.
We don't see a lot of that, those picks for Pennell. I think he's a lot more comfortable as an isolation dodger than he is running those 2-man games. He's a two-handed player, so...
nice ride there by Pennell, able to knock it out of Jack Neer's stick. And so Pennell gets it right back here for the Zards. Here's Will Manny. We have not said his name a whole lot tonight. Gets it to Pennell. He's got a short stick matchup that quickly has changed. Give Bill Warder nightmares on the Rattlers sideline. Here comes Rabel. He's got a short stick as well. Let's get back out top. Marasco. Gets another Syracuse guy, and Joel White. Pass is
Jordan
sloppy.
Steve is putting sticks on the ground.
And quick outlet here from Galloway. Sexton can move it. Ahead to Radzowitz. Skips across. What a save by Adams.
And down situations, fast break. His save total might not be sky high, but the situations that he's making saves in are very clutch.
That was a big one. That would have put Dallas back up by 3. Instead, the Zards a chance to cut back into this lead. Lacasio works with it. Pennell in front to Walters. That is how they'll draw it up on the Lizards sideline. A great answer for New York, who have it back within 1. Rob Pennell picking up his second assist of this game. He's got 3 points. The Zards playing for playoff positioning, and they're back within 1.
What's up, lacrosse fans? Have you heard? Lax Sports Network is now free. You can enjoy over 150 live games, including all of the MLL regular season and over 200 hours of original content. Check us out at laxsportsnetwork.com or download the LSN app. Available on iOS, Android, Roku, Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Xbox. It's all free, so what are you waiting for?
What's up, lacrosse fans? I'm Alex Fuller. Do you know an outstanding player who has recently done something so awesome on the field and you think they deserve to be put in the spotlight? You're in luck. We are now introducing LSN Spotlight. Parents, coaches, even players, if you have someone in mind, send us their name, age, who they play for, and either a picture or video to lsnspotlight@laxsportsnetwork.com for a chance to be featured. Come on, I know you all want to highlight your sick BTBs or crazy 10-goal games, or even your most creative sellies.
Dallas holding on to a 1-goal advantage here late in the opening half against the New York Lizards, and they'll be playing in the semifinals in a couple of weeks. Lax Sports Network, the exclusive home of the 2018 Major League Lacrosse semifinals. The 2 teams heading to Charleston will be decided live on LSN. That's Saturday, August 11th. Mark it down. And we know where those two games will be played now. One will be here at the Star in Frisco, Texas. The other will be in Annapolis, Maryland, as the Chesapeake Bayhawks locking up a home playoff game with the win last night over Denver. An emphatic win by Chesapeake yesterday. Travis Eldridge, Joe Keegan from Moneyball Lacrosse back with you here, and Drew Simino goes back to work here at the Face-Off X. He had a good early edge, but it's back even now with Tommy Kelly from New York. Nice face-off win there for Kelly. Pafani scoops it up. And back to Drew Adams, now up to 7 saves, Joe. And he's been a difference maker to keep this Lizards team in it through some sloppy 6-on-6 so far.
Yeah, absolutely. The Lizards offense has yet to get going in those 6-on-6 situations. They've gotten some early offense to hang around in this game, but I think it's really been Drew Adams who's helped them kill some penalties, helped them, as that last line of defense and fast break defense. He's come up clutch.
Here comes Justin Ray. His twin brother Troy already has a goal tonight. The long Paul scoring his first MLL career goal. Gets it to Rob Pannell. Working once again against Matt Dunn, and Dunn has been really solid so far here tonight against Pannell. Spins, shot wide. Ray there for the backup. 6 seconds here on the shot clock. Ray's gonna have to go in a hurry. 3, looking for something, and a frustrated Rob Pannell sends that one to the corner.
Yeah, those two-man games behind the cage haven't produced a lot. Pannell's a much better player off the dodge than he is in those two-man games. He's shot 7% unassisted in pick and rolls so far this year. Almost 38% unassisted in isolation. The pick kind of tells the defense which side he's going to dodge to, and I think one of his strengths is his two-handedness, where he can use those finalizers, change of direction behind the cage to get his hands free on either side.
As Rattlers, they answer. It's Ryan McNamara going up top. Dallas back with it, back up 2.
Yeah, another goal by this Rattlers midfield. We've seen McNamara now with a couple. Ranigan dodging with his head up. This is just a strong dodge down the alley. Drops his stick a little bit, brings the high heat. Off stick side, right in the corner. I think we're seeing a little bit of fatigue from those Lizards defensive midfielders. Bernhardt has played a lot on both ends of the field today. He played a lot in the Tanya for Team USA.
Second goal here tonight for McNamara. And we see once again if the Lizards can answer. It's been a game of runs throughout this opening half. 2 minutes to go. New York needing a win to continue to improve their opportunity to play on into August and into the playoffs. Kelly wins the face-off, a sloppy underhand pass, and that'll go over the sideline. Another turnover for New York.
Yeah, I think Kelly has been getting better as the game's been going on, but tough turnover there. The Lizards really could have used the possession.
Galloway ahead to Cormandy. Dallas will set things up. The Lizards, they're not out of it if they lose here tonight. They would still be able to win against Chesapeake next week at home in the regular season, and at 7-7 would have an opportunity, depending on what happens in that Atlanta-Denver game, would have an opportunity to possibly play on into the playoffs. But you win tonight, you win next week. You take it out of everybody's hands, and if you're New York, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, you don't want to hear the word tiebreaker. Those scenarios can get ugly.
We remember what happened a couple of years ago. Here's Ranigan against Tinney. Skips Radzewicz. Now McIntosh in some traffic.
Yeah, Ranigan able to move the defense, draw a slide. They just didn't get it to McIntosh on the inside quick enough. Good recovery by the Lizards.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Greer sends it in front. And that will be a shot clock violation, a turnover. In New York, if they want, can hold for one here. Under 50 seconds to go in the first half.
That looked like over and back.
I think the refs brought him back here for Landis, and New York starts the clear. see if New York can put something together in the 6-on-6. There's been a struggle in this first half against a stout Rattlers defense. This is Walters. So we tick toward 20 seconds in the first half.
Yeah, here comes that Walters Manny two-man game.
Walters using the pick from Manny. Still working, under 10. Kicks out to Bernhardt. One more to Marasco. He fakes, falls over. That'll just about sum up the first 30 minutes for the Lizards. Couldn't get anything going offensively there at the end of the half, and Dallas goes into the break looking to win their 8th straight with a 2-goal lead over New York. It was just sloppy there. It just that is what we've seen from the Lizards throughout the first 30 minutes. It was that possession.
Yeah, exactly. Walters is able to move the defense. You know, they make that one more pass. They get Marasco with that step down from about 14 yards, and he just can't pull the trigger.
And we have Rattlers coach Bill Warder up with us now here at the break. Coach, you guys came out really hot, and you're playing without Jordan Wolf and Ben Reeves here tonight. What did you see from your offense, some other guys stepping up?
Yeah, again, I think our defense is playing great. They're getting some good possessions. We're getting long possessions offensively, and the midfield dodging has been very, very solid tonight. McNamara and we're finding Ty Thompson inside, so I think it's we're just changing the look a little bit. Dodging from up top instead of behind.
How have you seen Matt Dunn perform here against Rob Pannell? And he seems to have done a really good job, especially behind the cage.
Yeah, Matt's a very good one-on-one defender. I think it's a good matchup. We like the matchup. Matt's pretty rangy. Rob's that's one of the best matchups you're gonna see both ways in this league. So two of the top players in the league going at it. So it's been a good matchup so far.
Hey, Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, guys.
Rattlers head coach Bill Warder, his Dallas team with the 2-goal advantage as they look to win their 8th straight game, looking to stay perfect at home. For now, we step aside. The Rattlers up 8-6 at the break.
Wild and crazy Saturday night, and this is Lacrosse Now.
Katie Kerrigan with Ben Reeves.
Be honest, how much do you still think about that goal?
What was it like getting a chance to hoist that trophy?
This is absolute hammer time. Look at this move.
He was perfect. He was exactly what we needed on our offense.
Occupying defenders and eliminating the second slide.
Head to this cone and touch.
Get in, get out. Bang. Good.
Welcome to Ellison Training, your destination for learning about the sport of lacrosse. Whether you are new to the sport or play at the highest level, Ellison Training has tips, tools, and guidance. Now here's what you can look forward to. Lax 101 for the newbies, and for you pros, there's also Lax AP. We've worked with some of the best in the business, and it was all for you. For players, for coaches, parents, honestly, anyone. There's drills, tips, how-tos for every aspect of the sport. There's even fitness and nutrition. Ellison Training is where it's at. So what are you waiting for?
Major League Lacrosse champions.
So that's a long off season.
Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're gonna have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team. This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
Don't feel sorry for yourselves.
Our underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Find a way to make it happen.
Welcome back here at the half. Dallas with a 2-goal advantage, already locked up the top seed in the MLL playoffs, looking to win their 8th in a row, and they've got a 2-goal advantage over New York here early on. Time to now look for a Cascade Under the Helmet, where each week we'll introduce you to one of the rookies in Major League Lacrosse. Taking a look at these guys, Chris Cloutier, Justin Gutterding, Jules Hendenberg, and Ben Randall have all made impacts early on in their careers here, Joe, and it's been interesting to watch how they've adapted from the college game here into the pros.
Yeah, Cloutier was sensational for the Outlaws. Chasing Josh Burns' rookie point record. He's been working those two on Curry, finding a whole lot of chemistry over there. He went down with an injury last week. Hopefully he'll be back for the Outlaws playoff push. All these guys have bright futures in the league. Gutterding has been that lefty attackman that the Machine have been looking for. Filling in off ball, and then when some guys were gone for Team USA, he was dodging, which I don't think a lot of people thought he had in him at this level.
When you look at then Ben Randall, a guy that Ohio traded for from Charlotte, the interesting thing is he's an Ohio guy, played at Ohio State. Franchise around defensively as they look to restart things and go a little bit younger for years to come.
Yeah, it was kind of fast how the Machine have turned around from a championship team to now rebuilding the defense a little bit. But Randall's a big physical guy. He fits in well with what they do, the faceless men.
Already with 15 caused turnovers in his rookie season. We're here at the half at the Star in Frisco, Texas. We'll be back with some highlights of the Rattlers with a 2-goal advantage over New York.
Years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
Fakes in front, long shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League Lacrosse champions.
So that's a long off season.
Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're gonna have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team. This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this Machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
Don't feel sorry for yourselves.
Underlying theme throughout the whole season, find a way. Find a way to make it happen.
Travis Eldridge, Joe Keegan back with you here at the break. The Rattlers already with the top seed in the Major League Lacrosse playoffs and in a good spot looking to win their 8th straight with a 2-goal advantage over New York. As we take a look at our first half highlights, Joe, this was a situation where you knew all these guys coming back from the World Championship break. Dallas without Jordan Wolf, no Ben Reeves, and still the Rattlers came out firing 4 straight.
Yeah, the midfield's been excellent. Coach Warder touched on it, headed into halftime. Ranigan, Radzowitz, McNamara, all these guys are dodging to create for themselves, and they're dodging with their head up to find guys like Ty Thompson on the inside, or that step down by Nick Karate off that skip pass.
On the other side for New York, their settled offense has been beat, to say the least, but unsettled, their transition offense has been terrific. We've already got a couple of pole goals for New York.
Yeah, it has all started with Drew Adams offensively, oddly enough, for the Lizards. Outwitting the Bernhardt, outwitting, 60 yards downfield to Joe Walters. Finding guys creating numbers, advantages in those unsettled situations.
But Ty Thompson and the Rattlers getting the last laugh. Thompson with a hat trick in this first half, and he's helped the Rattlers with a 2. The second half when we return here on Lax Sports Network.
Here's Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
Fakes in front, long shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League Lacrosse champions.
So that's a long off season.
Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're gonna have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team.
This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses, get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
Don't feel sorry for yourself.
Our underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Just happy.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Seinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Get ready for the second half at the Star in Frisco, Texas. The Rattlers with a 2-goal advantage over the Lizards. Travis Eldridge, Joe Keegan from Moneyball Lacrosse back with you. Get ready for the start quarter. And Joe, is an impressive start for Dallas, and they were able to string together a couple of runs to have this 2-goal advantage. We have Lizards head coach Joe Spallina joining us now. Joe, with the first half, it looked like you struggled in the 6-on-6. What did you see offensively?
Well, we got off to a bad start, down 4-0 early. And sometimes you can chase the scoreboard a little bit. But I thought we answered that back. We came into the game trying to limit their transition. And I thought we did that. We came in the game trying to, be a little cleaner on the clear. We took a little time doing that, and sometimes it takes a little longer to get personnel on the field. So offensively, I think we shortened some things up, and we're going to look to attack these guys a little bit different in the second half. Look to get three a little bit more involved with, some big littles, behind the cage, and look to put a little bit more pressure on their shorts.
Coach, defensively, you guys are known to mix up your matchups at halftime a little bit. The Rattlers' midfield has been initiated well. What's the plan for them in the second half?
Yeah, obviously, with them missing Jordan Wolf, they're driven a lot through their midfield today. The biggest thing is, though, with the attackmen they have a really good off ball, so you got to be smart in how you slide off of those guys. So I think a couple times we got caught in some half slides. we got to commit. If we're going to go, we got to go. If we're going to stay, we got to stay. With the half slides, you're in no man's land, and that, that usually ends up back in your goal. But, after that 4-goal, cushion we gave them, we're up 6-4, so we need to, just keep rolling and get a little run here.
All right, Joe, thanks for the time. Good luck in the second half.
Thanks, guys.
Joe Spallina, the head coach of the New York Lizards, trying to get this Lizards team back in the playoffs after missing the postseason a year ago. Look at Paul Rabel, who scored a goal in that opening 30 minutes. Coming off that gold medal win with Team USA, him and Rabel joining the likes of Galloway and White. Jordan Wolf not in the roster here for the Rattlers. A nice luxury for Dallas to have. You talk about this. They have already clinched the top seed in Major League Lacrosse. There's nothing else for them to play for except for, hey, how do we figure out for the semifinals on August 11th?
Yeah, and for a team that's obsessed with revenge, sometimes when the only thing left to play for is to keep the Lizards out of the playoffs, that's enough for these guys.
It's true. New York leads this all-time series with the Rattlers organization 19-11. But interestingly enough, the Rattlers getting the best of New York when it's in the Rattlers' home barn. 4-7 New York against the Rattlers on the road. This is the only meeting in the regular season between the... You mentioned Dallas has secured a top spot and a home playoff game in a couple of weeks. New York, win tonight, win next week. They'll be headed to the playoffs. You lose one or you lose both and things become a little bit more dicey. Here's Cody Radzowitz working from X for Dallas. Spins against Landis. Back out to Ned Crotty, playing his 100th career MLL regular season game here tonight. Coming off his 3rd straight World Championship appearance for Team USA. Shot from Greer sailing wide. A couple of former Duke Blue Devils connecting there.
Yeah, we're seeing the Rattlers going at Joel Tinney right now, attacking that short stick matchup. First it was McIntosh, then it was Karate.
Radzowitz under 10 seconds on the shot clock, and he finds a corner. He beats Drew Adams, and an early start here to the second half for Dallas.
Yeah, that wing dodge kind of developed out of nowhere. Low time on the shot clock. Radzowitz didn't really look like he was going. Then noticed that he had a step on Landis. There was that little two-man, not necessarily that pick game, but that just subtle little exchange on that wing prevented Hartzell from coming over and helping out Landis. Allowed Radzowitz to get to the middle of the field.
Saw Radzowitz give Joel Tinney, his former Hopkins teammate, a little smile at the end of that one. Both these guys in their first MLL seasons. Radzowitz was technically a rookie last year, did not play. This being his first MLL season. He's had a pretty good one so far, now 10 goals on the year. Drew Simino wins another face-off. Up by 3, Dallas in a good spot. Kind of opposite what they dealt with last week against Denver. Trailed at the half, trailed by 3 after 3 quarters, but able to come back and get a game-winning goal from rookie Ben Reeves. Reeves, though, not in the lineup tonight. He and Jordan Wolf, if you're just joining us, getting a break as the Rattlers look ahead to the postseason. So a little look to this Dallas offense, but it has certainly been effective. That shot from McNamara, saved by Adams.
Yeah, Coach Spallina touched on in his interview coming out of the locker room that they don't want to slide from these Rattlers attackmen. They're very dangerous off ball. I'm curious to see, we haven't yet, if they would short stick down on Ty Thompson and refuse to slide from that matchup so they can play 2 poles out against that midfield, because these guys are creating their own shots. It's Cormindy, Rannigan, McNamara initiating. They're able to get their hands free against these Lizards short sticks. They're really pressing those matchups. So if you're the Lizards, maybe hide your short sticks down on an attackman who's not necessarily known as that dodging player.
We'll see if New York can answer here on the offensive end. Here's Rob Pannell against Matt Dunn. Been a terrific matchup to watch all night. And McIntosh swats that one out of midair. Manny trying to pick up the loose ball. Instead, it's Jordan Stevens.
Numbers for the Rattlers if they push.
Nice defensive play from McIntosh.
Gets it to Dunn in transition. Foot on the line, that's worth one. But a pole goal for Dallas, and they tie their largest lead of the game at 4.
Again, sloppy transition defense from the Lizards. We see them stop that initial break. The Rattlers pull out. It looks like they're going to use the 60-second shot clock. Trailing across midfield. That's a late trailer, and he's just unmarked. Nobody to get there. Foot on the line, almost a 2-bomb.
Almost a 2-bomb. He already has one on the year for the MLL All-Star. He'll settle for his 4th goal of the season. And Matt Dunn, we've watched what he's done defensively against Rob Pennell. Rattlers coach Bill Warder telling us at the half he's enjoyed watching that matchup from both angles, as have we. And now getting contributions offensively from Matt, the former Maryland standout. And another face-off win here for Drew Simino. And so just as the Rattlers started the first half on a 4-goal run, they've opened up on a 2-0 run here to start the second. And New York just hasn't seemed to find a way, even when you've seen the run, found a way to put one together and then take over the lead against Dallas.
Kind of the story of their season. That's how they've been with their record. They'll get a win, but they've been unable to string together a couple and go on a streak.
Big hit, Pafani coming up with the loose ball. That's a big turnover to cause for New York.
Yeah, Pafani's looked good today. Coach Spallina talked about half sliding. Pafani has had none of that. When he goes hard, and he's been double into rollbacks, double into the blind side, really hiding his slides well. Not sliding so that he creates offense for the Rattlers.
Ocasio coming out of the box. Gets it to Pennell at X. Working on a pick from Tinney. Backing down, Dunn. Saved by Galloway, but Tinney there for the backup.
Yeah, you saw Joel White coming on that. Pennell posting up at the island. White was going to be quick to double that. I don't love the pick location here.
Pennell again, still working against Dunn. He's got a step. Galloway with a kick save. Wow. And an emphatic fist pump from Johnny G. Chance to go unsettled. White to Thompson. Adams up for the challenge as well.
Yeah, you were saying earlier how Galloway might not be having the best statistical season, but it's saves like that, the timely saves, exceptions that he makes, it's the stuff that might not show up on the stat sheet. The communication, he's just such a leader for this defense. Has all these guys on the same page.
A big stop almost led to a great transition goal there for Ty Thompson. He was left unmarked in front, but Adams making another stop. Dallas keeps possession though. Here's Rannigan. Getting hounded by Austin Pafani. Now over to McIntosh. Drawing the short stick matchup.
Yeah, watch if the Lizards go to this post up here. From the blind side, good double, causing a turnover. Matt Landis, that's going to make Notre Dame defensive coordinator Jerry Byrne happy seeing that slide to the blind side.
They cause a turnover, but New York stoned by John Galloway. A couple of Team USA guys going at it. Galloway up to the challenge. Dallas with a 4-goal edge.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby, got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before, you know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
We built this cleat for the player who works tirelessly, day in and day out. We built it for the player who pushes their body to the limits, all to get that extra step. We built it for the player who wants speed. We built it for her.
gone into a locker room at 2-6.
You're almost thinking that the season's over.
Back-to-back weeks now that Denver surrendered 20-plus goals, and they will have to clean things up if they want to turn this season around.
I didn't think we were going to really get to the playoffs. No one thought we would make it to the championship.
This could be the beginning of something pretty special for the Denver Outlaws.
And that's it! For the second time in 3 years, Denver does it!
Good start to the second half, much like first for the Rattlers. They've got a 4-goal edge here over New York in the third. Reminder, Lax Sports Network, your home for the most in-depth coverage of Major League Lacrosse. Every Wednesday afternoon, make sure to check out MLL Press Pass, the only place to hear from all 9 head coaches as they look back at the most recent game for their team and look ahead to their next opponent. MLL Press Pass every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern, only on Lax Sports Network. And Joe, you get great tidbits like who's the best reality TV star on each team. And we found out for the Lizards that it's just the whole squad. Just like, let's put cameras on the New York Lizards locker room, as Joe Spalita said, and it would be a very entertaining show.
Yeah, the cameras are rolling for those guys often.
All the time.
Yeah, Rabel and Pinnell are all over Instagram, YouTube.
Mostly if you watch them on Instagram shirtless, Paul Rabel and Rob Pinnell. But when you got it, flaunt it, right?
Yeah.
Jojo Marasco looking to go back to work for New York. They got work to do if they want to get back above 500 here. Entering the game 6-6 on the year with 2 regular season games left.
Yeah, they got a switch on that pick. They didn't get the ball back to Pinnell in time.
Pinnell again,
wow.
stuffed by Matt Dunn. And we were talking about it in the break. If you're Rob Pinnell, this has got to be frustrating because you finally got a step right before the break there on Matt Dunn, and Galloway's there to stop you, and then Dunn goes back to work. It has been a tough evening so far for RP3.
Yeah, when you have a #1 defenseman like Matt Dunn, that's been their philosophy, is they don't slide to those matchups at X. It used to be Mike Manley, now it's Matt Dunn. They're, in the Rattlers' minds, they have 2 lines of defense. It's Dunn and then Galloway. If you can beat them both, you earned your 1 point for that goal.
Pretty good lines of defense there for Dallas. Here's the offense back going to work. Feed in front. Ooh. Adams. I don't know if he got a piece. Got some help from the pole. Maybe Zach Greer shaking his head in disbelief. And New York gets the backup. A nice heads-up play there.
Yeah, very good save by Adams. Little Nations concept by the Rattlers. Had Zach Greer setting that pick and then rolling, that 2-pass pick and roll. Found them open on the inside.
Pass ahead to Joe Walters. Now Will Manny and Rob Pinnell.
Rabel down on attack again. He hasn't been able to get his hands free initiating from that low wing. Higher up on that wing where he's a threat to drive that lefty alley, that's his sweet spot. That's where he needs to initiate from.
Here's Tinney, the rookie. Back to Manny. He's been quiet. Shot sails a little high. Manny without a point so far tonight. Now back to Pinnell. He's got a trio of them, but he has struggled in that. Will qualm some of the frustrations. Top shelf for RP3. Lizards back within 3.
Yeah, like we said last possession, the Rattlers aren't going to slide to that matchup. They're going to make you beat Dunn and Galloway. Pinnell does there. A little bit of a question mark dodge here. Gets to the island, rolls out. The Rattlers did actually slide to that. Donnie Moss crashed down. I think he should have stayed on team. You know Pinnell is going to roll out to that side to get his right hand free for that shot. That's where he scored a majority of his goals.
Gave him just a little bit of space there, and Pinnell makes him pay. 4th point of the night for RP3. He's now up to 68 on the season.
He's getting close to 74.
He's now just 6 points away from tying his own single-season MLL record. But off the face-off, quick shot from Radzewicz, just high.
Yeah, again, the Rattlers finding shots in transition. They've had their looks.
Certainly been able to take advantage of that against New York. Dallas goes back to work. It's Radzewicz. Working it around now to Rannigan. He couldn't handle the pass. Landis can. He scoops it up. Let's see if New York decides to go.
Yeah, they don't have numbers. Landis didn't join that break. They're going to hold for the settled possession. Let's see where they go to.
It's been all Pinnell all the time. He's got a broken stick. Good opportunity. And Bernhardt goes fancy top shelf. Back-to-back goals for New York, and they're back within 2.
That was sweet. Broken stick creates that little 6-on-5. Maybe even a 6-on-4 in that sub. The Lizards had that advantage. Joel Tinney coming on the field, playing heads up. He had a shot maybe from there from about 15 yards right in front of the cage, but makes that one more to Bernhardt. What a finish. Shovel shot.
Pretty backhand shovel for Bernhardt. 10th goal of the season, first goal as a member of the New York Lizards. The first 9 coming as a member of the Ohio Machine. Joe told me this week he expected to get some offensive contribution out of Bernhardt as well. They needed him in the short stick defensive midfield department with the loss of Steve DiNapoli. That's why you make the trade, but you know you also get an offensive threat, and we saw it there.
Yeah, he's been a two-way player for the Lizards all game. He's hardly come off the field, and he was so great for Team USA during that gold medal run. He brings an athleticism and physicality. A big part of Team USA's run was their physicality. Or Will Haas or Jake Bernhardt, any of the short stick defenders blowing up those picks. Anytime their man goes to set a pick as the Canadian offense, we see a ton of them in that two-man system. Bernhardt was responsible for blowing up a lot of those, causing turnovers, creating transition, and he's kept doing it today. 2 points here tonight.
So a nice face-off win here for New York on the ground ball. Tinney goes to work, shot high, but Pinnell there for the backup. Let's see. New York can really start to make things interesting again.
Yeah, Coach Spallina said that we were going to see more big littles for Pinnell, that they talked about that in the
from
locker room.
2. Galloway saves and scoops up the ground ball. That could have really changed things if Rabel could have put that one home.
2-bomb is a backbreaker. If you allow one of those to even up the game, I think we would see huge swing of momentum. I think that would put a little wind in the Lizards' sails.
Dallas instead trying to take it right back out of the Zards. Radzowitz. A little bit more ball handling we've seen from him without Wolf and Reeves here tonight.
Yep, he's had a short stick on him too when the Lizards go 2 goals out.
Skip pass, and that is beautiful. McIntosh on the backside. Dallas answering with the goal, and they're back up by 3. Jordan McIntosh on the receiving end of a pretty pass from Zach Greer. Dallas up by 3, looking to win their 8th straight.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Seinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Joe Walters is predictable. He's easy to guard. Wolf won't pan out. He's a one-trick pony.
Joey Sankey's too small. He won't make it at the next level.
Dallas able to end the little 2-goal Lizards run to take a 3-goal edge here late in the third. 2018 Major League Lacrosse Championship game set for Saturday, August 18th at MUSC Health Stadium in Charleston, South Carolina. Who will host the Steinfeld Cup as the 2018 MLL champions? Be there in person to find out. Face-off for the championship game set for 7 p.m. Eastern Time. For tickets and information, go to MajorLeagueLacrosse.com today. Excited to be on the broadcast for that one. You can see the broadcast on ESPN News this year on Saturday, August 18th. The star, of course, the spot for last year's MLL championship. The Ohio Machine hoisted the Steinfeld Trophy. Dallas, team that now calls the Star home, certainly a front runner, looking to win their 8th straight. And this is the point, if you're New York, you need to come back because Dallas has just found ways to win every game, it seems like, this year.
Yeah, they have. No Wolf, no Reeves. They're still
no
putting
problem.
up points. Yeah.
See if JoJo Marasco has something.
Yeah, when Marasco puts you on his back like that on the low wing, it's almost a guaranteed goal or flag.
He loses this one. Will Manny tries to pick it up. Matt Dunn in the mix, kicks it away. Looks like that's going to go off Jordan Stevens.
Yep, flag down. He just wanted to get that ball out of play.
We've got a hold on Donnie Moss. So New York going on the extra man. This could be a big one momentum-wise for the Lizards.
Yeah, they've only been on the man up once today. It was a quick one, 30 seconds. Working in a new face in Justin Ray in the extra man. I'm sure it's something they discussed at halftime in their walkthrough this morning. Let's see how they look the second time around.
Ocasio, Manny, Rabel, Pinnell, all joining Ray out there on the extra man unit for the Zards. Skip pass out top. Now down low to Pinnell. Beats one. Now kicks back out to Rabel. Will Manny, tough angle, but he finds the side of the net. Has not been Will's evening so far.
Yeah, I think that speaks to the Lizards offense as a whole. The role that Will plays in this offense as an off-ball guy, he's not dependent on other players to create a shot for him.
See it over and back here on the Lizards, and then a flag.
You want one? You want one? Yes.
Matt Palem laying down the law there on the sidelines. And another extra man here for New York on a delay of game call.
Yeah, back to Will Manny. He's not necessarily dependent on others to create a shot for him, but he is drawing slides when Rabel is beating his man. And we haven't seen either of those guys really force the issue, get the Rattlers defense rotating, and get Will Manny some step-down shots.
Here's Pinnell, Manny, Rabel playing pitch and catch. Walters steps down. Shot wide, but Manny there for the backup. Still some time on the extra man. 32nd man up here for the Zards. Their third of the game. 3 seconds. Rabel gets a shot. Wide, and we're back to even strength.
Tough shot there with your stick in your left hand outside the hashes on your wrong side.
.25 seconds still on the shot clock. We're back to even strength. Rob Pinnell working from the corner.
Here comes a big little. Nope, Justin Ray's going to go off. Going to be in isolation.
He's got Jordan Stevens instead of Matt Dunn on him. Dunn has been drawing the assignment mostly. Walters, tough angle. The BTB shot wide. 7 seconds left. Lizards keep possession. And a shot and a score. It's RP3 going to work. And just like that, long possession for the Zards, and they get back within 2.
Yeah, Rattlers played a lot of defense. Killed 2 penalties. Had to be tired. But no, with low time, just taking his man off that end line restart. Wow, one-handed finish. That's why I think his game, when he's in that isolation situation, whether he gets to his left side and he can use that backhand, or whether he's on that right side and he can get off that quick shot after taking that one more step. He's so good at low angle finishing. He's known for his question marks, but when he can get his shot off before he has to get to the island, I think that's when he's at his best.
Pennell's 5th point of the game. He's got 3 goals, a couple of assists, now up to 69 points on the season. Just 5 away from his own single season record, 6 away from breaking it. Remember, he's still got 1 more game to go. And maybe the most impressive part about it is that he's going, if he does do it, he will have done it in only 13 games. Missed, of course, 1 game with the World Championships here last week. Quick, unsettled situation. Adams with a huge save.
Adams in transition has been ridiculous today. He has been flopping all over the place, making saves.
Transition chance. We go end to end for the Zards. They're back within 1. Hartzell's got 2 on the night.
Hartzell with another. It's easy to get up in transition and run when you see your goalie make a play like that. You want to go back and make a play for him on the other end. Hartzell keeps running. The ball keeps moving. Never stays in one person stick for more than 1 cradle. That's like a basketball fast break where there's no dribbles.
Just a huge momentum swing for New York. And Joe, we said it during the first half, the settled 6-on-6 was not great for New York, but they were really good unsettled in transition. And the end-to-end action after a settled goal, it seems like things are clicking here for the Lizards.
Yeah, ways to score. They've managed to stay in this game even though they haven't been great 6-on-6, haven't been great on extra man. They're running well. They're finding guys in the substitution game in those slow breaks. If they can start putting in some 6-on-6 goals, they can take the lead in this game.
Oh, by the way, Drew Adams coming off a 16-save performance last week that earned him Defensive Player of the Week honors in Major League Lacrosse. He's got 11 stops here tonight. One of the big reasons New York is still in this thing, down by just 1, ticking toward 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter at the Star in Frisco. Remember, Lizards, a chance to control their own destiny entering the final week of the regular season. They win here tonight, and they win next week. They'll end up at 8-6. They will be in the playoffs come August 11th. Pennell in front. Galloway with a save on Tinney. 8 seconds left. Galloway a long outlet. Adams able to scoop it up. He nonchalantly sends it back the other way. And Galloway, he's seen that story a time or 2.
Yeah, he's not
makes
going
the
to
stop.
let that go in again.
Not going to let that happen again. The Lizards staying alive as Drew Adams, a brick wall and cage in transition. He helps lead to a goal in New York, down by just 1, entering the 4th.
Fakes in front. Long shoots, he scores! The Outlaws are 2016 Major League Lacrosse champions.
So that's a long off season.
Definitely a devastating loss. Probably the toughest loss I've ever had in my career.
To be so close, you're getting closer and closer, and then you're going to have it pretty much ripped away from you.
It tests you.
What I took from it is we're a championship caliber team. This is a team that had built itself, had gotten to the playoffs, had back-to-back opening round losses. Get to the championship game. To me, the only goal for this machine team in 2017 was to finish it off.
And there it is! For the first time in franchise history, the Ohio Machine has won the Major League Lacrosse championship.
You don't feel sorry for yourself.
The underlying theme throughout the whole season was just find a way. Find a way to make it happen.
Will Manny's been quiet as the Lizards have gotten this game back within one. Just one assist so far, but Joe, this is the time of the game where Will Manny has been spectacular against Ohio, scoring the eventual game winner just a couple of weeks ago. He did the same thing against Boston last week with under 2 minutes to go. Manny the hero, and of course, he did it during the MLL All-Star game for the MLL All-Stars against Team USA. Will Manny, Mr. Clutch, Captain Clutch, you could call him. We'll see if he's got some more last-second heroics in store for us here tonight. Lizards may need some.
He was on the Inside Lacrosse podcast with Kyle Devin and Chris Rosenthal. Said Steph Curry's his favorite NBA player.
Hey!
But I suggest we compare him to another number 4, another lefty, the king of the fourth, Isaiah Thomas.
I think you're a Boston guy. I get it.
Pass the nickname from IT will give it up.
King of the fourth. Quick, unsettled situation. Is Galloway able to corral the loose ball off the faceoff? Drew Simino's got it. And Dallas will get an offensive set here to start the fourth quarter. It's been a game of runs. Started early with a 4-0 run for Dallas. New York answered, and that has really been the story throughout this game. Big knockout swings from Dallas. Lizards not going away.
Yeah, good check there by Ray. That's a good buy check. Yeah, right on Crotty's hands while he's getting rid of that pass. Hello and goodbye checks. When you're getting that stick on your man's wrists while he's receiving a pass or throwing a pass, that's the time where you're going to cause those turnovers.
Troy Ray, of course, scoring his first career MLL goal. Here's Kevin Unterstein, his third goal of the season, and we're knotted up at 11 apiece.
More early offense for the Lizards. This one, not so much your traditional fast break, but a little slow break. Joel Tenney coming out of the box, heads up, gives it right back to Kevin Unterstein for a step-down bullet. Good fake by Tenney to draw the defense. Opens up that shot. Time and room for Unterstein. You don't see him shooting a lot. He's the unsung hero of this team. So gritty on the defensive end. We touched on it earlier when we were talking about Jake Bernhardt, but he was so good for Team USA. Physical pick defense. He brings that same physicality to the Lizards.
The first time this game's been tied since New York had scored those 4 straight to answer the Rattlers run at 4-4. Drew Simino, though, wins the face-off. Another offensive set here for Dallas. Remember, no Jordan Wolf, no Ben Reeves. Both being rested by head coach Bill Warder as they look ahead to the playoffs. Dallas already locking up the top seed in a home playoff game August 11th. Ryan Cormandy against Joel Tenney. Tenney with a big hit. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, though, for Dallas.
Yeah, good, strong defense by Tenney. See how low he was on that hit. Driving hips. That's what the Lizards needed. They need to push these big Rattlers midfielders wide of the hash marks.
Adzowitz working for Max. Cody, skip up to Cormandy. Loose ball.
Over and back.
That's an over and back violation. Here comes New York. Buffoni going to try to go in transition. Rabel lost it out of his stick. He wanted two, but Pinnell, right place, right time.
Yep, Stevens on Pinnell again this possession.
Pinnell, or excuse me, Manny to Rabel. His second of the night. And the Lizards have their first lead of this thing.
Yeah, this is a similar goal to the one we saw by Joe Walters in the first half. Substitution game. Rabel just stays active. Back cuts his man. Manny's playing with his head up. It's not exactly the fast breaks for the Lizards that we've seen these last couple goals, but they're just attacking early in the shot clock. In that first third, first half of that, don't have all their guys on. It's a good time to cut. A lot of space in the middle of the net. There's nobody there. You can get those open shots on the doorstep.
Paul Rabel's second goal, we've seen him cutting back door there in front of the crease. He's got 2 on the night. Lizards now have scored 4 straight to take their first lead.
Yeah, Rabel's been active off ball, down on attack. A little different role for him. But you hear Paul Carcaterra mention it on the broadcast often. He suggested to Rabel that if he wants to extend his career,
just play attack.
Play attack. Les Miles.
I think he had suggested that like toward his like later 30s, not at 32.
Right, but his willingness to accept that role when the Lizards need him in this must-win situation.
It's true. Here's Ranigan. He's stripped of the ball. But right place, right time. Radzewicz. Adams makes a stop. And the Lizards, of course, yelling for a crease violation. Radzewicz ended up in the crease there on Adams.
Is this going to stay with Dallas?
It is.
They must have called a push into the
there was
crease.
some.
Yeah.
There's
But
some
again, good
contact
physical
there.
defense by the Lizards to that initial dodge by Ranigan.
Radzewicz drawing the Bernhardt matchup now. Back up top. Here's Ranigan on the run.
Yeah, good show to get the ball out of his stick.
After Dallas just seemed to have not been able to do anything wrong, it has been a bit of a struggle here as New York has gotten things going. Crotty.
Yeah, short stick matchup. I think he'll try to, pull this out, attack this matchup.
Crotty against Bernhardt. Skip pass in front. I mean, come on, who else? Ty Thompson ties it back up.
Yeah, good defense by Bernhardt against this invert, but the Lizards just had the plan to go. They kind of half slid. Buffoni thinks about going, retreats. We've said it all game long. Ty Thompson's on the crease, just throw it into him. He's gonna catch it.
It's the bread and butter for Ty Thompson, his 4th goal here tonight. Now 34 on the year.
Yeah, these different dimensions to the Rattlers offense, Crotty being able to initiate, the midfield has been dominant today. The ways that they can supplement or complement Jordan Wolf when maybe he's being shut off like he was in the 2014 championship, or when he's injured like he was in, I believe, 2015. When they can't rely on Jordan Wolf down the stretch, they have those options.
Yep.
This offense is so multi-dimensional.
Ty Thompson entered this game, tied for first actually with Will Manning in assisted goals according to your site, Moneyball Lacrosse. All but 3 of his goals he had scored entering this game here tonight were off an assist, 27 to 30. He's added a couple more here this evening.
Yeah, I think all of his goals today have been assisted.
Now to 34 on the year. That, of course, leads the Rattlers.
Another invert for Crotty. Let's see if the Lizards are going automatically to this.
He's got Tinney. He's got a step. Landis there to help.
Yeah, Tinney's not afraid to throw those checks on ball.
And we have a turnover as they are trying to find Ty Thompson once again there in the middle. And it brings us to a timeout on the field. New York and Dallas. It's a rivalry from back in the Rochester and New York days. Instead, it's Dallas and New York, and it's providing the same type of flair. We'll be back with quarter action here on Lax Sports Network.
Joe Walters is predictable. He's easy to guard. Jordan Wolf won't pan out. He's a one-trick pony.
Joey Sankey's too small. Joey Sankey won't make it at the next level.
For over 30 years, Cascade has been the most trusted helmet in lacrosse. Introducing the Cascade S. The pinnacle of protection, comfort, and vision. Cascade, passion to protect.
In 2015, New York sat atop the lacrosse world. 2016 was the year of the Outlaws. And 2017 saw a takeover by the Machine. Who will get their hands on the Steinfeld Trophy in 2018? Find out on August 18th when the new MLL champion is crowned in Charleston, South Carolina. Tickets are on sale now at MajorLeagueLacrosse.com.
Travis Eldridge, Joe Keegan from Moneyball Lacrosse back with you from the Star in Frisco, Texas, New York, and Dallas all knotted up at 12 apiece as we are under 10 minutes to go here in the fourth. Oh man, is this fun, Joe. We've got the Lizards, a chance to control your own destiny. You win tonight, you win next week against Chesapeake, you find your way into the top four as a team in the playoffs. You lose tonight, you still have a chance, but it becomes a little bit more dicey, and we all know how much everybody loves tiebreakers. As Joel Tinney goes top shelf. Zard's back on top by one.
Love this dodge by Tinney. We talked about that lefty wing. The wing is so dangerous in this league because the crease dive is legal. For an on-ball defender, Jack Nair can't push Joel Tinney underneath because he can take that shot or the crease dive, and he can't push him top side. You have two ways to go to get to your strong hand and to the middle of the field, as opposed to if you're starting from the top of the box, you're going to get to the left alley with your stick to the outside or the righty alley with your stick to the outside. When your stick's at the middle of the field, it's big in box lacrosse where the nets are smaller, the goalies have more padding. You need that angle. We don't preach it enough in field lacrosse, but those angles are crucial.
That was vintage Joel Tinney, and you've seen that. He's now got 9 goals in his rookie season, and I would go figure that at least a handful of them are on that same dodge as he gets that left hand free.
Yeah, that's what he does well, and that's what the Lizards' offense does best, is attack from that wing, whether it's Manny and Walters or Tinney isolating or any combination of those guys. We saw Marasco score a goal there earlier. Rabel and Pinnell are the big names, but that lefty wing has been huge for this team. I think it's their best 6-on-6 action.
Here is Pinnell, now out top to Bernhardt. He's got a step, tough angle, but Pinnell there for the backup.
Yeah, just like we talked about on that Tinney goal. Bernhardt's a righty. Initiating from that same spot as Tinney is going to get him to his wrong side of the field. You want to get to your natural side.
Pinnell with a step, just a little wide of Galloway.
Yet still time. 7 seconds on the clock last time Pinnell got that end line restart.
And it's Joe Walters who will trigger just outside the box. Tries to feed in front to Rabel. Look, he was all sorts of hounded, and that's a shot clock violation on New York. Chance to quickly go if you're Dallas, up by midfield.
Yeah, I like the Lizards being aggressive with low time on the shot clock, but that's why you see people dump it into the corner when the shot clock's about to expire, so that you don't give up that free clear or that potential transition for the Rattlers going back the other way.
Transition goals have been aplenty here tonight. This is not a position Dallas has been in a whole bunch this evening. Down by 1, ticking towards 7 minutes to go in this one. had their largest lead of 4 a couple of times. New York has fought its way back. Here comes McIntosh. Working against
Thompson.
Unterstein. Skip a pass to Thompson. That one just never got through.
Yeah, good eat.
Good
Someone, I think it
hustle
was
here from
Buffoni, got in front of that.
And kept in there by McNamara, but it's a shot clock violation. Good hustle there from Austin Buffoni.
Yeah, so Thompson came into this game. We were talking about his hands on the inside, shooting over 48% off the catch. A ridiculous
insane
number. After that last shot, he's just a hair under 50%. Prior to that, he was at 50 on the dot, shooting off the catch. That's, yeah, I mean,
Come
you
on,
just throw
Ty,
it
I
into the
expect
guy.
better out of you. That's wild. The Lizards now trying to take their first 2-goal advantage of this thing. Tinney again draws a flag. Shot does not go. Galloway up to make the stop. Now we've got an extra man coming for the Zards.
Yeah, big extra man coming up, but next time the Lizards go 6-on-6, why not just keep going back to these Joel Tinney actions on the wing? His speed at Hopkins was used mostly between the lines on the wings of faceoffs in the clearing game, being a two-way midfielder. I'm not sure that that's his game at the pro level. He's been playing a lot of defense tonight, but if he's strictly an offensive player, which I don't think he'll ever be because he's so good all
versatile
over the field. You want him to play everywhere. But if you're saving that speed to use it for these types of dodges where he's, you know, refreshed and not asked to do everything all over the field, he's so dangerous on that wing.
Mike O'Neill called for the push for Dallas, so an extra man here for New York. Rabel couldn't find Pinnell. They say it was deflected, so a nice break for the Lizards. They keep.
Yeah, that's an
Pinnell.
ambitious skip, but you see that at the top of the extra mans when you're in that 3-3 looking to those pipes.
Ocasio back to Rabel. Now Walters, 2 seconds left on the extra man. Penalty released. Bounce pass down to Pinnell, and they'll reset. 20 seconds still on the shot clock.
Yeah, short stick for Manny. I know we talked about him being an off-ball guy, but he was a quarterback in college for the Cannons for years. He's more than capable of creating.
So is this guy. RP3 tiptoes the crease. Back up top to Locasio. 1 second left. Ray gets a shot off, but Galloway the stop.
Yeah, Pinnell drew that double, carried it out, moved it to Locasio. They just didn't have anyone open from a good shooting area. The off-ball movement for the Lizards has been tough. Pinnell's had a tough time shaking Dunn, but when he finally did right there, there's nobody open in a shooting area. The open man is standing at the 2-point line and not going to pull the trigger from there.
So Jordan McIntosh and company setting up shop. Rattlers down by 1.
Joe Walters stuck on the field on defense here. Expect the Rattlers to attack that matchup. They're putting him in this 2-man game now.
Ned Crotty playing his 100th career MLL regular season game. Just won gold with Team USA for the 2nd time. Sends it over to Rannigan. Go with it, turned over. And a transition chance for Joe Walters. Pass in front, it couldn't get to Pinnell, and Galloway stops it. Back come the Rattlers.
Yep, numbers again, and you're going to see, I think it was Rabel.
McIntosh shot high.
I think Rabel was hustling into the hole because Walters was playing midfield on that, got caught low after that turnover. Good defense on that last possession by the Lizards against that pick. We saw Tommy Zenker chip or switch that immediately, and then they were able to get back on their matchups with no harm.
Here's Zach Greer, had a great game last week with 3 goals, but he's stripped of it here. Buffoni ahead to Unterstein. No numbers, though, for the Zards. Let's see if the Lizards can close this one out.
Yeah, here's that 4th quarter debate. Do you use the clock, milk it, or do you try to add points? It's tough in this league to sit on a lead.
Bernhardt with space. Manny couldn't collect it. Looked like he took his eye off of it just for a second. And it's a turnover. And that brings us to one final break here in the fourth quarter. John Galloway and company looking to win their 8th straight. Trying to keep the Lizards possibly out of the playoffs. But New York up by 1, under 3 minutes to go.
We built this cleat for the player who works tirelessly, day in and day out. We built it for the player who pushes their body to the limits, all to get that extra step. We built it for the player who wants speed. We built it for her.
Major League Lacrosse on Lax Sports Network is brought to you by Coca-Cola and by Powerade.
Here we go down the stretch. The Lizards up by 1 here with under 3 minutes to go in Dallas, looking to become the first team in MLL history to beat the Dallas Rattlers at the Star in Frisco. Dallas entering this game 5-0 at home, the only unbeaten team in their own barn, and riding a 7-game winning streak, but playing without Jordan Wolf and Ben Reeves, both resting for the playoffs as the Rattlers have locked up the top overall seed. And we have a quick timeout, I believe, called here by Dallas, as they took a little bit extra time to get that clear. And Dallas will talk things over. Joe Keegan, Travis Eldridge back with you here on LAC. Talk about Dallas. They've solved everything. A loss here, not the end of the world. You snap a 7-game winning streak, oh well. For New York, when you look at how things play out, a win here sets up a win and in scenario for them next week against Chesapeake. And knowing that if you're 8-6, you and then the winner of that Atlanta-Denver game next week are going to be the two teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, if you're the Lizards, you want this win tonight. We looked at the tiebreaker scenarios prior to the game tonight. They get messy in a hurry. There's guaranteed to be a third 8-win team with the Atlanta-Denver game next week. Yeah, so if you're sitting at 7-7, the Hounds are already there. They don't look good in the tiebreaker scenarios, just based off point differential and their wins against, or losses against Denver, New York, Atlanta. If you're New York, I think you might be in good shape at 7-7, but I don't think that's good enough.
Right. Well, exactly. That's you. If you end up in that 7-7 conversation, remember we have Chesapeake who's sitting there at 7-7. They finished their regular season with the loss against Boston. So you're there. If you lose here tonight and you win next week, it's New York, Charlotte, and then the loser of that game in a 3-way tie. And we have the tie-breaking scenarios in here. They're not fun to calculate. Best won-loss percentage among ties. Then you go to total scoring margin. I mean, the numbers, you don't want to rely on the numbers. I know you love numbers, Joe, but you don't want to rely on the numbers if you're New York.
Not when it comes to tiebreakers.
The Rattlers have taken numbers out of it here this season. They have been on a roll, but a turnover here, 2 minutes to go. A big offensive set here for New York, up by 1.
Yeah, another good pick defense by the Lizards. They switched that razor for karate. He had somebody out in front, but he hadn't really drawn a slide, moved the defense, so they weren't able to connect.
This has been such a better second half for New York.
Yeah, it has. I think they'll milk this down to about 15 before they go, but it looks like they want to set up something for Tinney on that wing. That's been their best action down the stretch.
Pinnell working. Now 20 on the shot clock. He and Matt Dunn have gone at it all night long.
Yep, switch here.
Gets it to Tinney. Rabel in front. Couldn't get that shot on Cage. And backed up by Dunn. So here we go. Rattlers ticking toward a minute to go. Down by 1. Remember, no Wolf, no Reeves. The question now is, who does Dallas go to?
Yeah, the Lizards' midfield defense down the stretch has been much better in this half.
Pass trying to get to Ty Thompson. It's deflected, a big ground ball, and it's won by the Zards. Joe Fletcher in the right place at the right time.
Huge ground ball by Fletcher. Great collapse by that Lizards defense. Coach Spallina talked about being slower to slide from that Rattlers attack. They have so many finishers down low. They slid there, and they collapsed on the crease.
And with 20 seconds left, Lizards can run this thing out. Good timeout there by Joe Spallina along the sideline. And you can sense New York feeling a chance to get a gigantic win here on the road. Gives us a chance to take a look at our Powerade play of the game. And this is what kind of started the run for New York. It was a big part of it. Drew Adams robbing Cody Radzowitz at one end. That would lead to a goal at the other. And that, Joe,
wow,
to me, was the turning point for New York and able to come back from down by 4 in this second half to go ahead and take a lead.
I agree with you. In a one-goal game, when you have a 2-goal swing like that, make that save, create numbers the other way. Adams did that a couple of times today, throwing a 60, 70-yard outlet pass. I know it was came into the game wearing the Dak Prescott jersey, but today it was Drew Adams looking like that, playing quarterback.
Yeah, Rob and I are going to have a talk about the Dak Prescott jersey in Dallas. I mean, come on. You're representing New York, Rob.
I'm sure him and Austin Pafani had a chat.
Right? Yeah.
Big Eagles fan.
Austin Pafani is not a big fan of the Dallas Star. Let's just. Guy from outside Philadelphia. Both he and Matt Rambo, diehard Eagles fans.
Who else? Give the ball to Joel Tinney here.
Yeah. The athleticism has been on display for the former Hopkins star. He gets it to Pinnell. In some trouble is some Jordan Stevens. But Pinnell to Manny. Goes out of bounds. 3 seconds still for Dallas. Wait. It was tipped.
Say it was deflected. Yeah. I'm not sure why they were throwing that out. There's no tiebreaker scenario involved. This is the only time these teams meet. So no score differential favors the Lizards.
And that is it. New York coming from behind in the second half, from down by 4 to a marquee statement win. The Lizards are back above 500 at 7-6. And our Coca-Cola player of the game goes to Rob Pinnell. And while he had a battle with Matt Dunn, 3 goals and 2 assists for RP3, including some really big ones throughout this second half. And Pinnell, a workhorse for the Lizards here tonight.
Yeah. He grinded that out against Matt Dunn. We said the Rattlers were slower to slide. Against Dunn, he had patience. He wasn't getting his shot early, but in the second half, down the stretch, Pinnell was huge.
So Pinnell leading the Lizards to a marquee win. They'll have a chance to clinch a playoff spot next week. Your final score from Frisco. Lizards 13, Rattlers 12. For Joe Keegan and our entire crew, I'm Travis Eldridge. Thanks for watching Major League Lacrosse on Lax Sports Network. We now send you back to the LSN Broadcast Center for the Lacrosse Now post-game show.
Wild and crazy Saturday night, and this is Lacrosse Now.
Katie Kerrigan with Ben Reeves.
Be honest, how much do you still think about that goal?
What was it like getting a chance to hoist that trophy?
This is absolute hammer time. Look at this move.
He was perfect. He was exactly what we needed on our offense.
Occupying defenders and eliminating the second slide.
Head to this cone and touch.
Get in, get out. Bang. Good.
What's up, lacrosse fans? I'm Alex Fuller. Do you know an outstanding player who has recently done something so awesome on the field and you think they deserve to be put in the spotlight? You're in luck. We are now introducing LSN Spotlight. Parents, coaches, even players, if you have someone in mind, send us their name, age, who they play for, and either a picture or video to lsnspotlight@laxsportsnetwork.com for a chance to be featured. Come on, I know you all want to highlight your sick BTBs or crazy 10-goal games, or even your most creative sellies.
Welcome to LSN Training, your destination for learning about the sport of lacrosse. Whether you are new to the sport or play at the highest level, LSN Training has tips, tools, and guidance. Now here's what you can look forward to. Lax 101 for the newbies, and for you pros, there's also Lax AP. We've worked with some of the best in the business, and it was all for you. For players, for coaches, parents, honestly, anyone. There's drills, tips, how-tos for every aspect of the sport. There's even fitness and nutrition. LSN Training is where it's at. So what are you waiting for?
What's up, lacrosse fans? Have you heard? Lax Sports Network is now free. You can enjoy over 150 live games, including all of the MLL regular season and over 200 hours of original content. Check us out at laxsportsnetwork.com or download the LSN app. Available on iOS, Android, Roku, Chromecast, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Xbox. It's all free, so what are you waiting for?